What's up, YouTube? It's Eric, a Lions fan. Thanks for clicking on this video. Welcome to my series. It's called the Weekend Ramble series, where I talk about topics that are interesting to me, but they may not be interesting to you. So if you go over here to the recommended tab over here, you can check out some of my other videos. I do Detroit Lions, Detroit Tigers videos, Michigan and Michigan State football. I kind of do some my thoughts on the games after the game's been played. Sprinkle in a little bit of basketball, and I do beer reviews. I do craft beer and macro beer reviews. And I kind of sprinkle in a little bit of this Weekend Ramble stuff. You kind of might see some of the stuff over here on the recommended slide. So even if it's not me that you're interested in, go ahead and check out some other YouTubers that kind of do videos, content creators like myself. We would really appreciate the views and appreciate you sticking around for us. So got a couple of topics I want to talk to you about today. But before I do that, I want to do a shout out to my sports people that kind of follow me. Man Beast Morris, Hitman 313. Dante Chase, East Warren LB, all those guys. Michigan, I think 1777, I think that's what his name is. Mondo Ray Moore, what's going on, buddy? You know, all those kind of Detroit sports kind of fanatics and all that sort of stuff. I know I have a little bit of a following there. And also my beer review folks, which are Rod J. Beer Ventures, the Beer Patrol. Oh, goodness, who else? Tyler Frinkwater, I believe that's what his name is. Thomas Metal 75. Goodness, there's a whole bunch of other folks. I really do appreciate you guys coming in and stopping by. Drunken One, really do appreciate you guys stopping by. So with that being said, I'm going to go ahead and get in right in here. As you can tell, if it's a Sunday, I didn't lose power last night. I figured it would by getting my generator ready, getting my nice little power cord here ready, getting it ready to come out. In case the power went out. Power never did go out. I guess there was a couple of places down south of me, kind of where I originally grew up at, that kind of got out of power, but I didn't look at the consumer's energy map to try to figure out how widespread the outages were. I'm just kind of concerned about myself here. I still got power, I still got lights going on in the furnace, still running great. Yeah, there is this little bit, as I'm looking out the window here, there is a little bit of ice. The roads are kind of iced over. They're passable if you go slow here. Now, if you live in the northern part of the Michigan or the northern part of the United States, you're probably going to see this kind of weather, other than the southern folks that kind of see this once every couple of years or maybe once a decade or something like that. Something that's not not a common occurrence like it is up here. Roads usually slick. I hope this weather breaks for us. I'm ready for kind of some warmer weather to come around. We got teased a little bit in March, and then kind of when April came around, it kind of has been cold, and it really hasn't been much above in the 50s, hardly at all. It's been usually in the low 40s, low to mid 40s. But lately it's been in the 30s. We had to break out the winter jackets, excuse me. I had to break those back out for a little bit. So I'm really ready for the weather to turn and to get ready to do some outdoor videos for you guys. And kind of speaking to that, I've been kind of debating on, and I know I've kind of mentioned this before, I've kind of been debating on whether I still want to do YouTube videos here. I really haven't decided yet. I kind of want to do some other stuff. I kind of want to do some other challenges in life and kind of get away from YouTube. It's just, I really haven't even really thought about it yet. You know, doing like I said in my last one, the 600 plus videos and the 740 some subscriber video where I put that on. I will admit, I'm kind of getting a little bit burnout on doing the videos for you guys. I thought, you know, I've been doing this I had started in 2013 and then I kind of stopped. And then I came back at the end of 2015, so I've been kind of doing this for a little bit more than 2 years now, 2.5 years or better. I'm really starting to get burnt out on it. Not to say that I was going to be any big YouTuber or anything like that, but I'm really starting to get burnt out on it. I just really haven't decided what I'm really going to do just yet. So I'll probably make a decision sometime, probably towards the end of the year, whether I want to still do this or not. But I don't know. So it's kind of just a personal decision I got to make here, and just a couple of things. See, I just want, like I said, I just want kind of do some other stuff with my life, find other challenges and all that sort of stuff. So I'm going to end it right there, guys. I got a little story for you guys. I probably should have led in with this, but I'm going to lead into it right now. I just kind of want to tell you about, I'm going to have a little story time with you. I met Johnny Benson many, many years ago, back when I was in my early 20s, back when I broke up with my my first real exclusive ex-girlfriend there after high school and college had left. I met Johnny Benson at the Airport Lanes in Jackson, Michigan, if anyone knows where that's at. They had the NASCAR circuit down there. He was a part of the NASCAR team at that one point in time. I guess they had some kind of maybe some kind of charity event going on down there. I'm going to take a sip of my coffee. Had some big NASCAR event going on. And we were down on one of the other ends. There was hardly anybody there except for some NASCAR drivers were there, and the pit crews were there. Well, Johnny Benson came in, and he came down and sat by us. He says, "You care if I sit with you guys?" And we're like, "Yeah, yeah." And we were talking about racing and cars and all that sort of stuff. And I kind of got talking with him because my grandparents live up by the Grand Rapids area. And I know he was from the Grand Rapids area. And we kind of talked a little bit about the area and whatnot, kind of getting away from the racing, that sort of stuff. So the lady that I was trying to date at the time, she was, I'll put it mildly, she was a prima donna, let's put it that way. And I'll get into that here in just a little bit. Johnny Benson was, I guess, kind of talking to her at the time. I didn't realize she was, I don't know if it was just kind of a little fling thing, which I kind of think it was, looking back on it. But anyway, kind of going along with the story. So we were sitting there at the bowling alley. We were bowling, had a pizza, had one or two. We asked him if he wanted to have a piece of pizza. He didn't. But blah, blah, blah. Come up to about the time he's got to go back to the racetrack. He said, "Hey, can I get a ride back to the racetrack? I got to get back there for the race in the morning." So the girl that they were trying to hook me up with, actually my buddy and now it's his brother-in-law and his wife, said, "Yeah, we'll have so-and-so take you back. We'll meet you at Denny's there on Airport Road in Jackson." So, so she goes and leaves. So we said, we'll meet you there. It's probably going to be about 2 hours. And this was about 10 o'clock right around that time. And we went to Denny's. We got a bite to eat. Talk BS, had pops and all that. And at the time, I wasn't drinking coffee like I am now. Well, 12 o'clock came to 1 o'clock, came to about 1:30. We're like, where in the hell is she? Well, come to find out, she had stayed with Johnny Benson. I guess she went to a couple of races with Johnny Benson. Johnny Benson bought her a couple of things. I guess that's kind of the story goes. I don't know if that's true. Well, what it ended up being was, I guess he had a fling with her, and I was kind of the guy left out in the middle, which they were trying to hook me up with. And they go, "Oh, man, we're so sorry. We're so sorry." But I kind of just laughed it off, and I said, "You know what? If that lady's into that kind of thing, more power to her, and I wish her the best of luck," and kind of just left it at that. So, not a real big funny story for you, but it was kind of really odd for me to be in that kind of situation to where my friends are trying to kind of hook me up with a lady, and the lady ended up running off with Johnny Benson. And I guess I had how I heard about it was they had some sort of relationship, and then after kind of 3 months, kind of separated ways and all that sort of stuff. So that is what it is, guys. I don't know if that's necessary. I know I'm not a very good storyteller, so it's kind of messed up that happened. I've been going on a couple of trips lately. I got to go to Mississippi on Wednesday. I was in Pennsylvania on Friday for work, just doing some little bit itty bitty stuff for work. Not real intensive or anything like that. So it's just stuff for work I got to do. Some of you guys know where I work at. I kind of had the insignia on my videos. I'm kind of my boss, and a couple of coworkers came up to me and go, "Eric, we know you do YouTube videos, and probably it would be a good idea if you took that insignia off your when you do your YouTube video." So I just said, "Yeah, it's probably a good idea." So I kind of left that off there. So well, please don't come to my work or anything like that, guys. Don't do that. I know I'm not a big YouTuber or anything like that, but don't come to anybody's work or anybody's house or anything like that. You're really going to piss us off if you do that. I mean, if you see us out in public, that's a different story. If we're out shopping or doing anything like that, that's a totally different story. But don't come to our personal residences or our places of work, because we're really going to be upset that you've tried to come to here. So please do not do that. All right. And my last thing I want to talk about is the Syria, kind of the missile strikes that have been going on. I really haven't been following the news much because the news is such negativity today. And I don't want that, not to say that I don't want that negativity, stuff like that. There's no actionable items for me to do for that. And got a text message. And I just don't want to, that's the reason I don't watch the news, is because there's no actionable items for me to do. It's like, so-and-so got shot here and so-and-so and so-and-so. Now, if I lived in those places, yes, I would probably want to know that. But most of the time, I don't want to know that. And it's more fluff anyway, and there's no actionable items there. But this one is kind of an actionable item because it kind of, it more or less concerns me, and it must concern you and to everybody else out there for the Syria missile strikes, because we don't know what kind of repercussions that are going to happen with Russia saying, you know, don't throw missile strikes at Syria, and we did anyway. That's kind of the gist of kind of what I've got. I just don't know what the plans of Russia in Syria, or maybe even any other Arabic nations that hate the United States with a passion, which I don't really understand that, because it's more or less the government that you hate. It's not the people that you hate. And I've already gone back on that spiel, so I'm not really going to go into that. But, you know, I just don't know what the retaliation is going to be. I hope France doesn't get hit. I hope England doesn't get hit, because those are the two that are much closer than the United States are. I guess you could, there's probably sleeper cells over here that could do damage to us, but our intent was not to kill any civilians over there when that missile strike was going on. Our intent, or at least how it's portrayed on the news here, is it was portrayed to do the chemical weapons, because we don't want Assad going over there and killing his own people more or less because he can. I don't understand, unless he's got that complex that Kim Jong-il, that Ding Dong does over there in North Korea, that if anyone kind of remotely opposes him, he kills them. That's stupid. I don't understand that. But again, in my last video that I did, the people had to stand up for themselves. I don't care if it's here in a Democrat in the United States, or if it's, you know, if it's in a dictatorship. The people have the power to change stuff. And I'm really surprised. I don't want to get into any big political debate or anything like that, but I'm surprised that the people are kind of really taking a step back here in the U.S. for stuff like that. Like, for instance, I'm just going to use the roads here, for instance. I'm surprised the people are kind of putting up with the road situation and aren't really getting upset, and the people banding together. But when people band together, like, oh, I don't want to get into that. I don't want to get into that. I don't want any repercussions from it. But to make a better society, you really kind of have to stir the pot a little bit to get action done. And like with the roads here, anything's not getting done. And with the Syria situation, things are not getting done because the people, I feel like the people aren't stirring the pot enough to get him ousted, or to have the citizens rallied up enough to get Assad out of there. Or maybe the best thing would be to, I don't advocate this at all, but maybe to assassinate him or anything like that. But that's just my own personal opinion on the Syria situation. Like I said, I'm not a big political nut or anything like that. I don't try to be political. I try to be kind of in the middle of the road. But when you start killing your own people just because you can, kind of have a little bit of a problem with that. So, guys, let me know what you guys think of this video. Go ahead and put it down in the comments. Let me know what you guys think. Actually, come up here and hit that, like I said, hit that bell if you want to get notified of any of my other videos, and do the subscribe button down below, or kind of right down here, which I got a little link right down there. You click that and you subscribe. Guys, I really hope you guys enjoyed this video, and hope to see you guys again soon. Deuces, guys. Take care.